And then everyone died.
Total party wipe. Woo! Have I actually turned into the Vaporeon yet, or no? Okay, hold up. Let's reconfigure myself then. Okay, wait, it didn't even fucking save. That's weird. All right. Cool. Makes my life easy.
How many of them go? I mean, what? Yeah, let's still processing things. Someone and get painted and turned into a fox. Tail has. Are you going to turn? Are you going to turn everyone into foxes?
You got any drinks for foxes? Three of those. Please.
Would it make a non-fox sick? This just leads to a very confused stare from a DJ dragon.
There's a lot to unpack there. Does that mean I'm going to turn into a fox if I drink this?
I've suddenly had the desire to move away from the adventuring party over there to be over here. Thank you very much.
Oh,
Very natural. Hey
Oh.
guys, how are we doing?
Forgot the other joke that Mallory painted on Ketna. She just painted his name.
Oh,
I'm hearing double.
Yeah, you have to not be over here.
Yeah, sorry.
Anyway, she's not going to respond for a moment until she's hidden beneath the blanket fort.
Yeah,
That
you
is
guys
our
have a
bed.
blanket fort right now? That's amazing.
Yeah, we have a blanket fort on our bed so that we can be in the same room without coming over each other's mics. And then
That
we
is
just
so
leave it up.
clever. That is so clever and absolutely adorable, darling.
It is. You have no idea how cool it is to sleep in a blanket fort because our computers randomly fucking turn on at God knows what times at night, and the blanket fort protects us. It shields us from their evil waking up attacks.
Mental note: I should get more blankets for making blanket forts. Anyways, the DJ dragon thinks for a moment. You know what, man? I'll have what Sprout's having. I'm curious.
She looks towards Gian, Flynn, and Albion. What will you be having?
I am deeply traumatized from the last tavern I was in. I had like a glass of water, please.
Sure, but don't you at least want milk or something? Flavorful, sweet.
You've convinced me. I'll give it a shot.
Very well, milk for you. She looks towards Flynn and Albion.
I'll take some rum.
She looks then towards Albion.
Still the milk.
Oh, sorry, I mixed you up. I should probably warn you, I have a lot of trouble distinguishing your voices, so I might mix the two of you up a little bit.
That's okay. No worries.
Okay, Gian, what are you getting?
Oh, you meant me.
Yes.
Been mispronouncing that name for so long.
Oh,
Myself,
sorry.
I have been. Fuck, he probably would only ask for water. John doesn't see much interest in food or beverages. If she's offended by that, then she can then surprise him.
Okay, I'm around.
And also not having a VTuber.
Yeah, I'm working on.
Howard. Anyway,
Ketna will take a second to reorient herself and after another sudden transformation. And then she shakes herself and and finally says, although first lets out just a random uh fox trill before finally being able to speak and says, I guess I'll have whatever would be good for Zephyr.
she walks off to the kitchen.
And then she looks around at the party and is like, and then sighs and says, why did it have to be a feral fox as well?
I don't know, man. You look pretty cute like that.
I mean, Zephyr and Sunny go around like that. It can't be that bad.
Well, at the very least, I can seem to still speak.
You like went from being a legendary plushie to another creature, and now you're a fox. Dude, you're having one hell of a day, huh?
You know, some people get traumatized every now and then, and you know, they just have a day.
Traumatized? Well, they don't seem like they're having a pretty awesome day if you ask me.
I mean, this is hardly traumatizing comparatively. I spent a lot of times where half the day, well, as a plushie, I was completely incapable of movement.
You know, a little time where you're paralyzed. It's nothing, you know. Is that how it is?
After a few minutes, Mallory will come back bringing a very, very precariously balanced tray of drinks. That will be 5 fluffball specials, 1 milk, 1 one thrill of victory, and actually no, 6 fluffball specials, right?
John ordered a surprise.
Yes. The
And
thrill
Flynn
of
ordered.
victory is for that. Oh, right, and Rome. Thrill of victory is for Sean.
As the drinks are delivered, Kenta will just look at Mallory and is like, "You couldn't have at least made me an anthro?"
Mallory looks towards Kat and says, "That is a true statement, yes."
Ah, I see.
When giving her a drink, Fluff will just. Tail just. Oh fuck! I called myself Fluff now. Oh,
She will reach into her bag and say, "Oh, that's right, I forgot." She'll put a plate on the ground and pour Ketna's drink into it.
Does she do this with Zephyr's drink?
No. She gives them sippy cups.
Kenta will just
That's adorable.
Kenta will just glare daggers at Mallory.
That makes me think back to the beginning days of the campaign where Sprout was sipping on juice boxes.
I was thinking
Sprout
of
still
that,
does that.
and the sandwich incident, and with
And the sandwich incident.
Mallory would just say, "Oh, I can get a bowl if you'd like."
Oh, you said she put a plate down for that?
Yes.
Ketna will just groan and say, "Yes, a bowl would be preferable, and maybe on the table."
She just looks strangely at Ketna. Foxes usually don't eat at the table.
I was
Are
like,
Zephyr and Sunny eating there?
I'm a fox and I eat at tables.
Yeah, but is Zephyr at the table?
No, they're eating by the side of the table by Sprout's side, over here. Drinking, not eating.
Ah,
Hell would add in. When I was like really, really tiny, I had to drink from a bowl too. I like was so small that I fell in.
She
I
would
fell
then,
into kegs during my time growing up.
you would then
In barrels.
pull out of her bag, out of her backpack, she would pull a bowl and then paint on it in cutesy bubble letters, Ketna.
should it say Zanja, just for the hell of it, or no?
Very well, Sanja.
Because I had the idea that she just painted that name on Ketna, and that's what transformed her.
You know what? That's fair. She then walks over to the enchanter and tells them, "As for you, because you did a good job, she is indeed very fox-like in her fluffiness. The enchanter's special." She places the drink before the enchanter. "Anyway, enjoy your drinks."
Flynn immediately pulls up his glass for a little cheers. Adventure. A little bit of
I'll toast to
bloodshed
that.
and a little bit of diplomacy where necessary.
Hale picks up her drink with her forepaws. Let's hope we don't have to do much of the bloodshed, man. Before just downing her drink.
Okay, so then, some effects. First of all, Flynn. Flynn and John. Roll fortitude saves.
Hell yeah.
Not again.
Woo!
We're gonna need to get Flynn a therapist after this.
I just wanted rum.
Lynn's needed a therapist. What are you talking about?
The moment that
You got
Flynn,
like super rum.
the moment that Flynn finishes drinking their rum, they experience something that feels like having their brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around a large gold brick. Sean is fine though. They experience the strange sensation of slaying an enemy on the battlefield.
What does the
He
fox
feels
drink?
awkward.
When Tail drinks her fluff ball special, not much actually changes about her, except that she turns into a fox. Keeps the wings though, and all the designs, and the scarf even changes size with her.
Feral or anthro?
Whatever state she's in.
Okay.
And then Sprout. What can I say about your drink, Sprout?
Uh-oh.
Upon the very first sip of it, you experience in vivid detail exactly what it feels like to have a very fluffy hand pet your head.
Aw.
Tails' reaction is, hey, yo, dude. This feels cool. Feel more fluffy than usual, man.
Man.
Sprout just sitting there, eyes closed. If foxes could purr, he would be doing so.
Let me roll my fortitude because I realize I haven't. And I definitely had the fluffball special, as far as I know.
Well, yeah, but no foxes need to roll their fortitude saves when drinking the
Oh,
fluff ball
okay.
special because it's made for foxes.
Oh, fair enough.
It's made
And
for
then
fluff
finally,
balls.
the cat drinks her the strange fluid inside of her cup. It seems as if it is purple, and as if there is like lightning shooting all through it, as if it is a dark and stormy night contained within a single glass. She turns into a cloud and starts floating around the bar, aimlessly.
I just
The
love how
tavern's
Flynn's
always like
canonically
this.
become a lightweight.
In her ears to the sides of her head. Yo, man. That one is a bit freaky.
I guess some people just want to be a cloud and float for a little while.
Man,
You
I
ever get
keep
the
wondering.
feeling
Hmm?
that you're just a cloud?
I did once, but that was like when I got way too drunk one time. So I don't drink too much.
Absolutely fair.
I don't normally drink much either. I have other things that I do.
Now Zanja will just say, I mean, I do drink quite a bit socially.
Oh, I was talking out of character right now.
Oh.
I'm Flynn's knocked out.
Oh, Flynn is out?
Yeah, Flynn is out.
God damn it.
Don't you just love it?
Sprout looks over to Flynn and sighs.
How is it that I can hold my liquor better than this guy?
I believe the majority of the thing he says is tall tales. For a captain, he is most undisciplined.
Dude, I think I've seen feathers that can take better drinks better than that, man.
As Flynn is knocked out, they slowly turn into a Vaporeon vampire. Wait, hello? Where? Oh, right,
Don't
A
wrong
you
way.
have
Vamporion.
Oh,
A
damn it. I was gonna say it first.
Vamporion. You both get
Time
credit.
to-
Clap, clap. Well done.
Wait, what? No. Why am I
Time
moving
to
them out?
change my.
You have contributed to the pun
token.
hell that this campaign is. Congratulations.
There we
I
go.
have sent
Why
Fox
the
to that you, Rasana.
Why the fuck is my token all fucky wucky right now? Why is this page bad?
What the fuck?
Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Everything is
Seeing
fine.
that Flynn is knocked out, the bartender will come over carrying a bucket and dump water on them, waking them up, and then go back.
What happened?
It looks like you got your sea legs.
You passed out after one drink and then
Whoa.
that
Wait,
happened.
I beg your pardon?
Like, look in a mirror, dude.
Well, Flynn's
Jean
gonna step up
produces
to
a
a
bronze
mirror.
mirror.
What in? Excuse me? What the hell?
Does
I
a
look beautiful! Where is my beautiful red feathers? I will never be able to find a maiden now.
Hell
I
you
don't know. I
mean?
think you look more classy, man.
I do like
know-
the suit. It makes me look official.
Zanjo will just say, I once heard a tale that creatures that look like you have a tendency to really attract potential mates.
Oh, you don't say.
Just don't go with like being all shiny and sparkly or something.
wait, does a Vamporion or have a reflection?
I just want to note we really need at this point on stream one of those counters that says this many days since incident, and then I don't mean incident.
What? And then you don't mean incident?
Yeah,
I don't quite understand what that means. But
this
go for
many
it.
this many days since mentioning the Vaporeon copy hostile.
Oh,
Ah.
God.
Like, we're not gonna hit very high numbers, but
You want to put it on anyway? It can be fun.
It'd be
The
funny to see how
constant
few
reminder.
days we can go.
so then.
Also,
cloud-
I changed my token for the boat. Oops, sorry.
The cloud eventually settles back into the seat, turns into a sword for no apparent reason, turns into a shield, turns into a potato, and then turns into a dragon cat.
Did I take hallucinogens while I was in that cup?
They
Hell,
weren't
look at
killing
her
What was
when
in
they
this drink?
anatomy. Thank you.
Who gave me this spiked rum? Who did it?
I'll hand you one of Edgar's old feathers here to remember your old form by.
She would just say,
What color is the feather?
No, this
black.
one made
It's
a
black.
deal.
Okay.
This one made a deal that if she was capable of turning a cat dragon plushie as fluffy as a fox, that she would get to try the Enchantress special and know what it is like to suddenly turn into a rain cloud.
fascinating.
Okay. Did you do anything to make me look like this? And I just gesture to my form.
It might have been something to do with you antagonizing a vampire the other day.
Oh, that little ferret?
Oh no, this is the thing that happened to you. That is the boop doop coral.
Boop coral.
Was there boop dip coral in that drink?
World can do that kind of stuff?
No.
Oh
Wicked.
yeah.
No, what happens is there are creatures who've been infected by the boop doop because they eat the boop doop on a regular basis. And then when they transfuse their blood into you, such as like vampires and shit, they will turn you into...
Vampires and shit.
The accent really emphasizes the goofiness of the fucking language. The boop doop and the vampires and shit.
The shit.
Since when does fecal excrement have blood?
If something's wrong with
You
you,
the wrong things, man.
If you've been a doctor, you'll probably find a sad answer to that question. But creatures who've been exposed to the boop doop coral become a bit. the... We're going to try. Okay. The creatures who've been exposed over a long periods of time to the boop doop coral are they effectively become poisonous, and if you eat them or they get their blood into you some other way, you will turn into an aquatic creature. The boop doop coral is very, very powerful.
stop saying it.
I feel as though at this point you're looking for as many excuses to tell us what the coral is called. Maybe that's just me, but
Wonder if I can make.
maybe that's
make
just me, but I
zombies.
feel like you worked it in there another 1 or 2 times.
Is there
Listen, what you need to know is that you should just thank your lucky stars that you did not accidentally ingest the boop toop coral, because that will just straight up turn you fully aquatic and you will never be an air breather ever again. It is said that the person who invented the coral or founded it went all throughout the waters and on land, turning a bunch of creatures into her boop troop.
Alright. Okay. Do
Flynn,
they just suffocate then?
I'm fucking lightheaded. You gotta stop.
So then, what happens to me then? What should I be worried about?
Would you
Nothing.
like
You
lotion?
can now breathe water just as easily as air. Just need to drink lots of blood and do not dishonor the water god.
What would
Perfect.
like happen?
I
if
don't
they
see many
dishonor?
downsides to this, actually.
Flynn, would you like me to put you out of your misery? I can make it quick.
Please,
are you
no
saying?
killing anybody in here.
Why is it?
Everyone,
like we
everyone,
all-
calm down.
Why do
I
we
feel a
you
little
all
suggest
get
Wait,
Wait,
that you
violent?
wait. Tell us, started to speak a few times. Fuck, I'm
Are you
Sorry.
like the
suggesting that you
accent.
kill me? Shantong! What gives?
The cat would just say, "This one would warn you against trying to kill someone who has been afflicted by the boop doop coral. It tends to anger the water goddess."
It's anger me.
What if you like
I didn't
tried?
ask to be killed.
What if you like tried to kill them, and it just got the blood everywhere, and then it affected everyone?
It usually requires a bit of a more concentrated exposure. Either way, though, you should be very careful, because the water goddess, she is a very capricious creature. If you've ever heard of Lenorms, well, she gets very pissy if you kill them as well.
What will I roll to see if I actually know what that is?
Actually, that's a good question. Hang on.
Excuse me.
Arcana.
My Arcana. For some fucking reason, I do.
Nope, not high enough.
Well, this means I just can't, be a part of the crow's nest at my ship anymore. But there's some upsides. I can do a little breathing out.
Are you traveling with an
Little bit of
adventuring
swimming.
party?
Uh,
Yeah,
Go.
Zansha will just ask, aren't you part of an adventuring party and not going partying anymore?
We don't really go to the ocean.
Being part of a crow's nest was a part of the specialty of mine because I could fly a little bit, but
Keeps like trying to get us to be all violent and stuff. One would note that even in her fox form, Tail is still hugging the Ashland plushie.
Hell, what is violent about being in the crow's nest?
I don't
I
think
just,
it has
I just do
anything
a
to-
lookout.
I don't think it has anything to do with the crow. Maybe that's why you're so enjoying of violence, is because you're in the crow's nest and you don't necessarily engage with it that much, or used to anyway.
It is a little cramped up there. I needed to spread my, and I look at my arms, feathers.
I think we understand why Flynn is so bloodthirsty now.
Perhaps he has cabin fever, or crow's nest fever, I guess is what people call it. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in, Flynn.
It's okay. In time.
So that this one thinks that now that she has won her bet, that she shall leave. May you enjoy being as fluffy as a fox. She pets Sanja.
Zanja will just sigh.
She just stumbles drunkenly outwards, not climbing on the ladder and not seeming to fall. The door closes behind her a few seconds after.
How do people keep like doing that?
It's kind of
I
impressive.
don't know, but I'm quite confused. Anyways, can I get another round? I'm a little traumatized again.
I don't know, man. You went down like. Oh, I don't know. I should say that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Valerie would
So,
approach Flynn.
We get a double, please.
What are you looking for?
Another round of rum, but make it double, please.
Flynn, are you sure drinking more is the solution to your problems right now? Because it's only
I
caused
don't need
problems.
solutions. I need to escape.
For you. Flynn, there's a lot to unpack here. I think maybe you should slow down.
She says, "Oh,
I'll
it's
take
not
the
a
alcohol
problem."
instead.
She just writes the word rum on. She just writes the word rum on Flynn. Seeing as how a lot of your body is water now, more of your body is water now. I'm sure you have some to spare.
Oh god, that would burn like hell.
Anyway, roll fortitude save.
If I ask for double, do I have to roll a disadvantage?
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
Perfect.
one moment. One moment.
I've never been so happy to roll a one.
Oh, good heavens, you've turned into a puddle.
I've never been so happy to critically fail.
Okay. You now understand what it is like to have your brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around a large Tengu Flynn fired out of a cannon. Twice.
boys.
Flynn is knocked out again.
Now,
Oh my
like
God.
smack of hammers.
She picks up Flynn's. She picks up Flynn's glass, writes water on it, lets it fill up with water, and then dumps it out on Flynn to wake them up.
While Valerie's there, or Zacha will
You got to
just
stop
say,
putting water down my fucking throat. It is not pleasant. Oh.
Sancho will say,
Zacha will just say, "Do you think I could get a storm cloud for the road?"
she goes over to the bar and begins working on that.
Why would you want a storm cloud to pour out on the road?
No. It means for traveling on the road.
Oh. Okay.
I am not having a great time.
I'm noticing.
You would then see Lavina come rushing over to the table, staring around and saying, "Wait, did you see where the person who was at this table went?
They
Really?
went out the door.
Fuck! She had my plushie." Lavina just seems really despondent at this.
I'm
Well,
pretty
then
sure
we should go chase him. And then Flynn collapses on the table again.
Sorry.
Zacha.
Go.
Oh, Zacha will say to Lavina, "I was your plushie."
But you're a fox.
Yes, I know.
He stares at you, thinking very hard, kneeling down to stare you in the eyes. He hugs you. You know what you
Zacha
kind of...
is incredibly soft.
Yes. And then she just says, "You know, that kind of checks out."
And in the
What
background,
checks
there'll
out?
be a guitar.
That you are my plushie. I can recognize any plushie that I've ever hugged based on hug.
Ah, I see. Well, fair enough.
Kale in the background, just playing some music.
Well,
Hear her headphones.
I can't keep you now that you're not a plushie at least 25% of the time, though. So I need to... She starts thinking about this. You would also hear her mutter, "How can we make a softer, fluffier plushie?"
She's asking that about Zacha.
Yeah, though she seems to be just idly musing to herself.
Zacha's just like, I would like a break from that for at least a little while.
Well, obviously I can't use you as my plushie. You're probably not a plushie 25% of the time anymore. You can't keep a creature like that as your plushie unless they consent.
Ah, gotcha. I'm pretty sure I was told I was supposed to go adventuring anyways.
Oh. Well, if you ever become a plushie for most of the time, I do give good hugs.
I suppose you did.
She just beams happily at this.
Oh,
The question is, how long will it take for her to notice the other one?
Wait, which other one?
The one that Tail is holding.
Oh.
The Ashland plushie.
it's a
Well, yeah, but
special
that's
plushie.
that's Tails plushie as far as she's concerned. You
Oh,
can't just
okay.
you can't just ask someone to take their plushie.
Kale does get an
Blasphemous.
idea and runs over. Hey.
He looks
holds
over
up
to Sail.
Do you want to try hugging this plushie? She says, presenting the Ashland plushie.
She hugs the Ashland plushie very tightly, almost instantly, and then wraps it around her neck.
What will she tell the party because of Ashton's other effect?
Well, she doesn't turn into a cat for one, because she already is a cat. But she says, honestly, the first thing that I ever wanted to do as far as becoming an inventor was make plushies, and I only joined the Inventors Guild because I didn't have the materials I needed to make the softest plushie ever.
You're like
Thank you.
trying to invent the softest plushie ever.
One day I
That
shall have access to the greatest materials in the world, and I shall craft a masterpiece.
Tail crosses her arms and nods in approval.
She looks
You have a
over.
very noble goal.
She looks over at Ketna and says, "And in your name, I shall name her Sanja."
Sandra also seems to take a pause for a minute and then says, "Wait a second, didn't I used to have a different name?"
She just looks over the name and says, "Nope, it's right on you."
Oh, oh, all right.
I don't know, man. That's just the name that's been written on you. So, like, it's a cute name, though.
I mean, it is, but like, I just have this strange sensation. It's probably nothing.
Either way, I will leave you to your quest. She says, walking away.
Blink, blink. Wait, did she still have the Ashland plushie? Or did she return it?
Did you want her to return it?
Question is, I'm not entirely sure I was allowed to give away a party mate.
Right?
Well, does Ashlyn consent to being given to Lavina?
Well, yeah,
I
but
think Tail says aloud, I think I should let that lady hold on to Ashlyn for a while. I think she'll take good care of her.
She would.
Zanjo will just seem to think for a second and is like, "Wait, is she part of your party?"
Yeah, but she got like turned into a plushie, and I don't know if we can actually fix that. Besides, now she gets hugs all day.
Was she transformed by Mallory?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, huh. Well, I guess if you guys ever get enough favors from Mallory or something else happens, she'll finally be allowed to go back to normal. But that could be a while.
So anyway, there are other tables still with adventures that you've not talked to, interviewed, or got turned into aquatic creatures by.
Flynn is out for the night. He is.
No, he got water dumped onto him. He's awake again.
No, he fell right back asleep.
Flynn, wake
Oh,
up. We have stuff to
Then
do.
fucking Sprout's gonna wake his ass up. What have I got?
Let me do it,
Okay.
please.
I said okay, go for it.
You like need one of the more friendly members of our team party, so we like need him awake. So she casts the cantrip, summon instrument, to summon a tuba. Inhales, and I'm gonna roll performance to see how loud she makes this.
okay. I'm gonna retcon one thing.
What's that?
So, Tail actually struggles to hold the tuba and starts to falter. When she inhales, the head of the tuba is right next to Flynn, who turns watery as she inhales and gets absorbed into the tuba. Then when she gives a mighty, mighty breath, Flynn is fired out of the tuba, reformed and standing up with a headache.
What the fuck? What did you shoot him in the
Interesting
cannon?
performance.
Who got the
Interesting
cannon? Wait, it
performance.
is a tuba. What the
I'm
fuck did you shoot me out of a tuba for?
I'm fairly certain that was a couple of war crimes in one.
Zanja will just, as she watches
You're
this
just here
happen,
to
she's
form.
just like, if it weren't for the fact that I've met Kaya at least 3 different times, I'd be way more weirded out by that.
Is it your goal to just fuck with me? All of you people.
Well, like I had to wake you up somehow, man, and you fell right back
Could
asleep.
you have thought of something a little bit more subtle than sleeping me out of a fucking tuba?
Well, technically there's no laws prohibiting doing that, because normally it's impossible.
There are no fucking
mean-
laws over here. We don't even know them.
I thought about like dumping water on you, but you just passed out again. So I was like, what would I wake up to? And then, tuba made sense.
You would wake up to shooting yourself out of a tuba? That is quite strange.
Well, like, it worked, didn't it?
Yes, but I have a raging headache. And it is not from the impending hangover.
Don't worry. The ringing usually goes away in like a couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
Yeah, like
It looks like you have tinnitus.
that sound in your ear, it just takes a couple of weeks to go away. I mean, once it took like an entire year, but I'm pretty sure you're
You're
fine.
playing your fucking music.
There are other
You just-
adventurers you have the ability to question.
Yep. Anyways, come on, we got more people to talk to.
Did not get drunk here just so I could continue to get shot out of shit. Or imagine it. Or it'll be a part of being shot out of shit.
Shot out of
He's
shit.
Either way.
grumbling. He's just grumbling in the background.
Tail wanders over to a table that looks like it has a couple of, what do you think, they're cats at it.
Zanja will then look over at Sprout and say, you're the one, like, actually familiar face here, and I know you take really good care of Zephyr, so I think I'll stick by you for a little while.
Okay.
Okay, Sprout.
Huh.
It is time for you to suffer. Are you ready for your punishment? For the price you pay for daring to be a druid?
What is so bad about
But I'm a
being
fox. Shouldn't that
druid?
cancel it out?
No.
Well, what's the fucking point of being a fox then?
Shut your bitch mouth.
Damn,
my.
okay. Crazy.
Sprout, roll nature and advantage.
Shut
Twice.
the fuck your mouth.
Twice.
Twice. What are you having me
At
do?
advantage.
Doom.
Disadvantage.
At
Doom is what I'm
advantage.
having you do.
Okay, well, there's 1. And there's 2.
You notice that the creature to the south of you is fey in nature.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Anyways.
What do you mean, oh yeah?
Well, unless warned, Tail will just wander up and say, hey folks, do you like know the area pretty well?
Why are
They seem
Sunny
to
and
not notice that they're being talked to.
Kale looks a little bit confused. Hello? Man, I haven't gotten a cold reception this bad since I once launched a flute at someone I was playing music for.
I'm sorry, what are we investigating again?
These
We're
two
learning about
cats.
caves. Yeah, but there
Oh,
was a
Cave
when
Networks, the guards that have seemingly been checking travelers a bit too vigorously. And the weirdness of this tavern being owned by, a crime lord.
okay.
Roll
Sprout.
perception.
Okay. Okay, what the fuck?
Nice.
Get him out now so we can TPK later.
Yep, there we
No.
go.
You notice Sunny standing with her fur on edge.
Sprout leans down and whispers, "What's with the hairdo? Why are you doing that?" In Wild Song.
Okay, roll reflex.
Okay.
Though you notice Sunny leaping towards the cat, you are not quick enough to catch her and stop her. When she lands, near the cat, a large burst of fire erupts from her.
Whoa!
Say!
The cat across from the one that seems to have been struck just seems to giggle at that.
Sonny, we are in a tree! Are you nuts?
You know, man, that's not the first thing I'm worrying about. How when your friend just jumped at a person and tried to set them on fire.
I think the tree burning down is a little bit more pressing than just one person being set on
It's
fire.
pressing! Sonny, what the heck are you doing?
Somebody's
I
a
am-
little
I am so
flamboyant.
sorry.
He stands up and looks Sprout up and down. This one is yours, then.
Yes, she has a mind of her own, let me tell you.
She just seems to brush a few singe marks off of her coat. I don't mind getting a bit warm. And you shouldn't be too concerned about this tree. It takes a lot to burn it down.
Your same sparks. Man, what are you made out of? No, Tail whispered this in Faye. She didn't actually say that fully out loud.
He would look towards Tail. Fire.
Oh, wait. You understood what I said?
Yes.
Bro walks over and tries to drag Sunny.
Sunny just wags her tail before getting dragged off.
Sonny, I know that you love to greet people enthusiastically, but you gotta be careful about it.
Well, Sprout, since they seem not too bothered, why don't you ask our new friends here, who we just slightly singed, and would be glad to buy a drink for it to make up for it, about what we're looking into.
Certainly. You. Terribly sorry to interrupt. You wouldn't happen to know anything about the cave systems around here, would you?
Yes, they're a bit of a tricky bit to access. You need certain talismans or guides in order to get in. She would say, brushing her hair from her face.
What kind of talismans?
One's made from a fae or a warden or someone else very deeply connected to the land, though even many art druids don't meet this criteria.
Out of character, would Sandra technically have one of those talismans, or
Nope.
was that no? Okay. Ah,
We
I
heard
see.
You wouldn't happen to know where we could acquire them, would you?
I believe we were offered drinks.
Yep.
Certainly.
Tail will run off to. Well, first, what kind of drinks would you like? I'll go order them at the bar.
Sprout shoves some money into.
The one who took Sunny's attacks is, I'll take a meteor shower. The quieter one across from her says, Wrathful Storm.
You
Sounds
got
good.
it. And Tail would scurry off to go place those orders, just with Mallory. She'll also compliment the cowboy white feline's hat.
You could have Crowley respond, Fallow.
What
How
was
about
that?
that at least deserves a thank you kindly, ma'am.
Tail complimented Crowley's hat.
Go on,
Be like,
Fallow.
dude, wicked
Sorry.
hat.
Well, thank you kindly. I've had it for years.
Pretty damn awesome. She then orders the meteor shower and wrathful storm from Mallory for the two they unwittingly offended.
Mallory seems to take several minutes to make this, so others of you can ask other questions while they're waiting. Given that you're all over here.
Mm.
Oop.
Boopity boop doo.
What do these talismans do exactly? Are there wards on the caves?
Somewhat. It's more that there is a warden still living.
Ah,
The warden hid themselves in the deepest part of the cave and is very picky about what they allow inside. It's very easy to find yourself in the middle of a volcanic eruption if you don't have a pass. That's a long silence.
Tianak perks up at the mention of a warden.
I'm too far away to say
He
more.
doesn't say anything, but his body language does change.
Sandra will just say, "Well, I suppose we'll have to work as hard as we can. I always have a fond appreciation for the wardens."
Not those ones. The ancient, old wardens.
Oh, I see.
Is what is very special about these ancient wardens?
The wardens, or those who were crowned, are the masters of their domain. Various competitions were held. They were the creatures who won. They are the creatures who thus, until their reign is over, get to determine the goings on of their particular domain. Few of them still survived, but they are powerful people. The other cat would stand up and then look. Would you wish to hear a story about them?
I do believe that was a question directed at the party.
That would be appreciated.
One moment. You don't need to send you the minutes. Okay. Oof.
Do we have to seek out these wardens to figure out where to go next, or are they the key to something that I'm not quite getting?
You do not understand the wardens if you think of them in that way. But this one shall tell you a story, and feel free to interpret it how you will. It is a small few pages of the last one to encounter the warden of the forests and the meadows. She seems to smile as she picks up a tablet from her bag. She clears her throat before she starts reading. My hopes for the migration, high as they had been, swelled greater as the mind-boggling variety of participants streamed in to compete to be crowned one of the next wardens of the wild. I allowed myself to imagine races to outpace the wind, dances and dresses of radiant feathers, and displays of might to crack the earth and sunder the trees from their roots. Never could I have imagined the deception, trickery, and controversy we saw, nor, so it would seem, could the other creatures in attendance. As the retiring warden of the forests and meadows gathered the candidates to choose their successor, I saw a creature of incredible scale and age, akin to an elephant, so large and imposing that they could have flattened a fellow candidate with their single footpad. Watching the reactions to them from their competition, I perceived the raised hackles and cruel stares. Many of the other beasts immediately retreated, choosing to spectate rather than take up seemingly hopeless competition against a creature of such majesty. As the swarming animals departed for their contest, I was sadly unable to spectate directly as they vanished into their primeval forest, so thick and tangled that I could scarcely see through its outskirts. Yet, when the competitors returned, many injured and tired and limping with small cuts or scrapes, the majestic one was nowhere to be seen. A hubbub arose in growls, chitters, and song, before a small fox strode forth from the forest, holding in its mouth a delicate blue flower so rare I thought it had gone extinct. He placed it in the clearing as he assumed the mantle of the victor, and thus became the new warden of forest at Metos. After the ceremony was complete, I tried to piece it together. What had happened to the majestic creature I and the assembled animals expected to win. In the last few moments, I could steal before we needed to make our exit. I surveyed the site of the trials and found what was left of the creature. Its body lay across a meadow in pieces, split apart like a wicker vessel. Brittle shards of wood and skin scattered the metal. Inside the body of a machine-like framework, hollow, and there was not a creature at all but a lie. And leading away from the broken shell were a set of small fox prints. The imposing creature, the tiny fox, and the warden were one and the same, but wise to something more. I am unable to tell how he secured his deceptive shell, or how he escaped to victory, but the likeliest possibility to me is that he used this fake beast as a distraction so that he could slip away and accomplish his goal needed for victory. Upon returning to the ship, I found several small paw prints, clearly those of a fox, sitting directly up the bow of the ship. Across the deck and into my quarters. Within I found countless scattered leaves and petals, as well as my journals in disarray, with various tomes open and dog-eared by small muddied paws. It seemed to me that this was clearly the work of the warden, letting me know that he was aware of all that I had witnessed. I still cannot say with any certainty whether this message was a gift or a warning or a simple acknowledgement, but it's one I shall never forget. Now the forest of Metos of a warden who stands apart from society but is wise to its ways. Who can, I no doubt, discern our truest intentions for the wild, acting with the cleverness of many humanoids, believed to be the sole purview of those dwelled in civilized realms. The beasts of a powerful and incompetent warden, to be sure, as much as they might dislike their situation. I say with some regret that I think the warden is right in this. His cleverness is a greater strength than any simple bestial might. If such a humble explorer as I can find my way to this migration, imagine if we had come to hunt them rather than merely observe. Whether the fox's goal to keep his kin as guard against trickery, or secure power for himself, he had succeeded. And woe to those who mistake the new warden of forest and meadows guile for weakness. She grins as she puts it away.
This is kind of an above board question, but would I know if uh, like would I know if the wardens had any way to like talk to each other, the ones that are still left,
No.
or if they would be in contact with each other at all?
That would be a nature roll.
Okay, I'll make the check. Secret?
Yes.
So what you're saying is that the wardens could be pretty much anything that they desire to be. At least when it comes to their physical form.
You've not read of it, anything but about the wardens, except for those of the Takumi and the Taraka. The idea of an entirely bestial warden is something strange to you. Fluff would be given a small sealed steel container with both of the drinks inside by Mallory, now that they're finally done.
Yeah, we'll pay.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll pay for the drinks and return with both of them. Kind of confused by the strange thing that she was given to carry them in, but she is not going to question this.
That's about right. I could see the roller. The strange cat who just read the story takes hers first as she drinks the strangely lit purple drink. Her fur seems to have electricity pass through it and turn dark purple for a moment.
These drinks are truly wild.
I think I've done enough drinking for tonight.
The other cat just seems to have their fur turn red as flames, looking almost like a wildfire before changing back to her muted gray.
And Zandra will just say, "That's how drinking goes around Mallory."
I think it's pretty damn wild, and wild is awesome.
The other cat would just say, "Very well. As for your talisman, we have some, but we only have enough for ourselves. You will need the assistance of someone capable of crafting a warden talisman."
Did any of y'all ask about those folks going around roughing up people?
Oh, the Star Knights. Yes, they actually have been haunting our forest. Quite a bit.
Perhaps they need a little lesson. Do not
Zan-
rough people up.
Zandra will ask, "Did that start a year ago with the change of throne?"
No, I suppose you're wondering about that, though, aren't you?
Certainly I am. I mean, I did have several of those Star Knights in my own employ for a while, so I'm wondering if they're ones that I didn't know about.
The more up and coming of the Star Knights, the younger ones with eyes filled with ambition, the worst kind of ambition, at least. They sometimes turn treasonous, looking for the right opportunity to score some kind of big payday, some chance of recognition. That's what these ones are here for. The reason that the shipment stopped is something else entirely.
These guys aren't like related to the shipment, but they're still causing some trouble. I had heard a little bit about these Star Knights. I was curious about them.
What I can tell you, which is very little as far as why that shipment was stopped. It was a very strange occultist who cast a very large spell upon the roads. They would be lost to illusion, and eventually one who fell prey to the illusion would find themselves performing a ritual to reach the dead roads.
What are the dead roads?
Yeah, time for a lore check.
Roll religion.
Can I also roll it, or just non-Jack?
Anyone.
Ooh, wait. Anyone can roll a lore check right now? I'll do it. I would not know about this at all with regards to sailing. It's nowhere near that.
No, it's not related to sailing.
Nope. What doesn't sound like it would be.
I know what they are out of character, but
Oh, actually, my bad. Sure, that works.
Oh, what's that?
Never mind. Sorry, the ritual retcon is a small amount of retcon. There was an occultist who performed the ritual to open the roads, opened the roads to make the roads lead onto the dead roads. Um. So let's see. Oh, sorry. All of this is going to be occultism checks. My bad.
Over.
But if you tell me your occult modifiers, I'll let you take that.
Add +2 to mine.
Okay.
Mine is a 1 because I'm not trained in it.
What
Add
is
12 to mine.
so your modifier is 12?
One.
My
For occult?
religion modifier was plus 11, and my occultism modifier is plus 23.
Oh, okay. So Albion and yeah, Albion makes the roll. The dead rolls the dead what moment? What moment?
My roll's a dead roll.
All good,
Okay.
all good.
So Zanja would know about the Dead Roads being a mythical place that some planar mages have talked about, or mages who have explored the planes have talked about that are capable of through which one could reach anywhere. Albion would know that the Dead Roads are a place connected to the Boneyard. There are special, unique rituals that allow you to switch the path of a road so that it leads into the dead roads, and then one can direct other people to almost any place they can imagine if that person is unaware of where they're actually going. This is very difficult to do, but possible to the particularly magically adept. Go ahead.
Sandra would just ask, not a permanent portal, I hope.
No, opening a permanent portal is a very, very difficult affair and requires, well, a lot. But all they would need to do is get a sufficient amount of help, and voila, there you go.
Are you saying like the trades and shipments are being getting sent to these dead roads?
To the dead roads and then to another part of the continent.
Where they're likely being ambushed another way.
Or not getting out of whatever those dead roads are? Either ways, that don't sound good.
The smaller cat who had drank the lightning drink just says, there were there were there were reports around the time that those shipments went missing of well, unmanned shipments appearing in the far south. A place that neither side likes to travel for the belief that it is cursed.
I see. And so even when using the dead roads to send them to other locations, they aren't even taking the cargo, just taking the people?
Correct. Though what happens to those people is a bit unclear. They could have ended up in any number of different places, or with mind wipe spells, or turned into animals. Difficult to say.
Gotcha. Ridley. Well, yeah, we'll definitely need to put a stop to that as soon as possible.
Kale seems to be rubbing the bridge of her muzzle. She never particularly had a great love of the occult. Well, and this is exactly why.
That, that said, the Star Knights are likely just useful tools being used upon this, used in this endeavor. They are not likely ones who are capable of casting that sort of magic. That is the kind of magic that you pick up from deep occult study.
I'd like to roll insight on some of this.
Okay.
Namely, wondering if she actually believes the Star Knights are merely tools. And that's a blind roll.
The cat seems to be telling the truth. If you are looking for such occultists, the Queen or Archmage, those two are such people. As well, people with strong dealings with the occult and the entities of other worlds. Those are the ones who would have the knowledge of and access to that kind of spellcraft. The rituals required, of course.
Well, it gives us a lot of people to need to check into. Maybe if we can find those Star Knights that's running around causing trouble, we can find some clues to who they're actually working with.
That sounds like a good idea to me.
Still don't think we should go trying to ambush the ambushers, though.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have a trail to follow. Can I just pursue a lead on the Star Knights and the Dead Roads
What
and
does
open
that
my
do
second
again?
investigation?
Oh, sure.
Lets me open an investigation, and then I can devise a stratagem as long as it pertains to my investigation.
Okay.
Thank you.
The fiery cat would just say, if you're looking for such a talisman, though, you're going to need somebody who has a very deep connection to nature. Certainly, my sibling here and I have such connections, but we only have one talisman and only have the. Well, we haven't learned the magic to make new ones. We're still a bit young.
Hale will look around and then look at the strange lady wearing a skull and ask, "Hey, Miss wearing the really cool skull. Do you know anything about wardens and talisman magic?"
She would just look at Olaf and say, not really, no.
Kind of looked like someone who might have known. Sorry, hey man.
Sanjay would say, well, you said you'd be able to. You said you know people, though, right?
We know a few people. And if you're willing to put put it off for a few days, we could absolutely get you those kinds of talismans that you could keep. However, your quest might not have that much time, so choose wisely. What you would ask of us, that is.
By the way, is Sprout currently the only one who knows one of them is Faye?
Yes.
Okay, one moment.
I think Tail knows.
Well, Tail knows they speak Fae. Hey, but just because
Uh,
Tail speaks Fae doesn't make her a Fae. So far as you know.
so far as
Gonna
we
see it.
know.
Gonna see if Zanja can recognize it. I'm gonna hear a point. Okay. 33 for identification.
Why don't you just recognize them both as Fae?
She would then ask, what would be a suitable hold for you two to have in exchange for borrowing the talisman that we can only get back with its safe return?
The fire one seems to smile at this, thinking almost whimsically. Well, I'm tempted to ask for one of the foxes, since you'll be returning it anyway. He looks
Well,
towards Sprout.
I-
Well, if you were to give us one of your foxes, we would know that you would absolutely give us back our talisman. Certainly, the Zephyr and Sunny are worth much to you. She's just staring at
You're
Sprout
asking for
appraisingly.
you're asking for
Zanja,
a security deposit.
Correct.
Zanja will look at Sprout and say, I said that we would offer a security deposit, and one thing I can tell you about these two is that if something happens to us where we can't return those talismans, your partners there would be in very good hands.
Right, looks over at Zephyr and Sunny.
looks between the two groups. Looking a little bit uncomfortable. Hoping that Sprout is not having a serious emotional moment.
She just looks towards Sprout, the fiery one, and says, I think I would take Sunny, preferably. She reminds me of my mother.
Sunny, are you okay with that?
Sunny just looks at Sprout quizzically.
Don't act like you can't understand me.
You get the impression that Sunny doesn't understand the concept of being left behind by Sprout.
Oh no! Okay, next question. Does Zanja speak Fox right now?
Bro gets a miserable look on their face. It looks like they're trying to hold back tears.
A question for the DMs. Could Zanja speak Fox right now?
Sure, but she doesn't speak Enfield.
Son of a bitch.
Shouldn't it be like that Norse versus Swedish situation where they're similar enough they can generally communicate?
Well, no, because the fox word for fire is the Enfield word for I want to take over the world.
Oh.
It's just that one word. Everything else is the same.
All Sancho would be trying to communicate is, would you be okay with someone else kit sitting you for a few days?
Sunny just looks very confused by this. And you remember again that Sunny has never ever been left
Sunny has fucked off for a while, actually.
Well, Sunny, yes, but that's not the same as it happening in the other direction. It's
About to be
called
like,
a
Sunny
double.
has not ever never gone off somewhere. Sunny has fucked
Well-
off multiple times.
Well, yeah, because she knows where you're going to be by the end of it, and then she just goes and catches up with you. This is totally different.
Is it?
In the double standard sense, yes.
In the double standard sense? God. Honey, would you want to hang out with them for a few days? Sprout points over to the Fae.
At least Miss Toad Alley doesn't.
Sunny still looks
I'm not.
very, very confused.
How is this confusing?
Sancho would then just say, in
Wait,
Fox,
Sunny
though,
would just say, because I've always been with you or Livina. I've never known a time where I couldn't run to you where I couldn't run to you if I needed you.
That's about fucking breaking into tears.
Are there
Sunny
any other
having a
alternatives?
wholesome moment.
Are there any other alternatives to the deposit?
Yeah, she just looks. How many of you speak Fae?
I do.
3 of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do not. I do not speak Fae.
She just looks over towards her companion and says, "To be fair, you can always lend them that. The last time someone lost it, the other cat seems very, very pensive at this.
Hale would ask in Faye. Hey, lend what? But why do you look terrified? Somewhat terrified at the idea. She says this in Faye, though others who don't speak Faye don't understand.
The other cat seems to think for several minutes before finally saying, "Very well. This one has a special little gift that you shall have to return her talisman to keep. That should keep you on a very good leash."
And what is this gift?
You'll see. Before you leave, you shall see.
Bro's just hugging Sunny and crying in the corner now. And Zephyr.
Listen, Sunny is a very adorable fox. That's how
Bond
she
Just
became
having
an
a
Enfield
moment.
in the first place.
The bond between Sprout and the Enfields is absolutely adorable.
You do not wish to leave. She would be saying this in common. You do not wish to leave without the talisman. You wish to get the talisman from us. This one shall give you a gift. You shall keep it for a few days, and you shall only get it back, ever, at any point, if you return the talisman.
What's the gift?
That is for this one to determine. You need our help. And if you are not
Okay.
going to leave us with collateral, we just need to give you something that you shall want back.
Well, I suppose that works
Okay.
and saves me from having to offer a third option.
She gets up, she walks around the table, and she pulls out a special obsidian stone that seems as if there is lava inside of it. He puts a string around it and he puts it on Zanja's neck. This one shall be seeing you before you go. Then you shall receive the gift. The
Very well. I should also ask you two. You two seem more agreeable than I'm accustomed to.
adventurers are fun to play with. They do all sorts of really, really entertaining tricks when you give them something fun to play with.
Fair enough.
Hale will suddenly get this shiver up her spine, as if she's only just now realizing what kind of creatures she is dealing with. Yes, I am saying she hadn't fully caught on to the fact they were Fae until now, because she would have been warned about Fae being religious.
Either way, it's still a bit late at night. Certainly of a lot of interesting things you can find here.
Quite possibly. I
Oh
guess,
man.
admittedly, my last dealings with, well, uh, the people of the first world was for part of me learning what it would take to become a queen.
Don't worry. It's a lesson you've still yet to learn. So I'm pretty sure that you are going to have many more such dealings.
Fair enough, then.
And I wouldn't exactly say that as if we've given you any kind of gift. Gifts are things that are yours to keep that you don't need to fear losing. This is a brainworm waiting to manifest.
Gotcha.
Unless you're honest, then you don't have to worry.
Hale visibly wrinkles up her tail. And she continues to speak in Fae. Some of the elders warned me about dealing with such creatures.
As
This
long
is
as you
going to.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, we should tread very carefully in our dealing.
Zanja will just hold one of her forepaws to her chest and say, I'll be as honest as I can be, on my honor as a storm rider.
Very well. Within 3 days of not returning that talisman, you shall lose our little gift. And after enough days have passed, we shall track you down and ask for it back. And
Very well.
if you acquiesce in either of these points, you needn't fear anything further, and you can keep the gift as long as you like. The companion across the table just says, "Phase on there," with a giggle.
Hale mutters a string of curse words in Draconic.
Zanja will be unable to help but gecker a bit at that.
He would say, "You know that my mother was, well, I guess you wouldn't know, she's part dragon. Such a filthy mouth."
Hale visibly cringes and her fur poofs up. Uh. She then mutters, this time in a different language. How many of these languages I speak do they know? She's speaking in diabolic, by the way.
The other cat just seems to look at her, a smile slowly emerging up over her face, but no words leaving her lips.
Can Tail see this smile?
Yes. Give it the tails right next to them, yes. They just stare into her eyes.
If she had any color left to her fur, it is completely gone. Because she has committed done several things she should not do around Faye. And just buttons her muzzle hard.
We shall be adjourning for the night. We have a place in the village, so we shall meet you here in the morning. The first cat just puts on their robe, which seems to have a strange amount of wind always blowing through it, even though the rest of the air in the tavern is fairly still. We walk away.
Hey, uh, anyone looking at Tail can see she is visibly shaking. Shaking looks like she's seen a ghost. Or several hundred.
You
The
gonna be
other one
okay?
just puts on a coat that looks like it's on fire, gives a wave of her hands and says, "Ta-ta for now," before walking through. Sancha, Sprout, and Jian turning into flames that somehow do not burn them before reappearing on the other side.
Sprout
Why
being
do you
used
keep
to
setting
being
yourself on
tormented
fire?
with
That is so
random flames, inhales sharply as the flames pass by, but doesn't freak out like they used to.
Zanja then
Right,
turns to the rest
it's
of the
cool. What do you mean that it's fire? It looks cool.
Zanja just
I
turns to
did
the
not
rest
think
of the
you get
party
the flair of it all, you know?
and just says, they're actually really nice.
So there are people at the other table if you're interested.
Sure.
Tail will talk to them in a moment after she's done saying in Draconic. Like, oh god, how many curses have I invoked on my family bloodline? I was swearing in front of Faye. And you don't say things like that in front of the Fae. What am I really thinking?
Well, hey, you could have been very rude to them on greeting them, which, you know.
So anyway, next table.
Zanja will actually head north over to where there's a certain planty snake.
Which one? Which table do all of you choose? We could split
Oh,
everyone up, or we could split the party, or do whatever you want.
Tail's gonna stay over here at this party because she actually wants to talk to the lady with the cool skull on.
I will go
Um,
to Planty Snake.
Once
and
she's calm.
As Sprout is following, Sancho will turn to him and say, "So I'm a little out of the loop for what your mission is right now."
I'm gonna join
I
this.
think we're trying to find out more about the warden that's dwelling in the caves.
Ah, well then.
All right, so again, just as the final choice before we move on to the next part, we'll either split you both into two groups, split you all into two groups, one for each of two different tables, and then we'll just do one at a time where you're only able to interact with your table, or we could do them all together. Your choice.
I would say all together, but that's my opinion. That's just me.
Well, would you, you know,
Well, we would all have to unanimously decide on a table if we were going to do it all together.
Then I would go
That's
for the planty snake. Much as I
well,
want to talk to much as
I
I
mean,
want
there
to
will
talk
be
to
chances to talk to everyone. There are ways that you'll get to talk to everyone. To be clear.
Anti-snake or Solana?
Okay,
Yeah, I
let's
think-
talk. Let's talk to the snake table. Let's all go there. Make it easy. Well, relatively easy.
There we go.
as the party moves as one big confused gaggle of idiots.
The strange plant-like serpent seems to look upon the party with some degree of suspicion as she just looks around. But then she looks down and sees the very small Sancho. And she pets them. Oh,
Sancho actually seems. Oh, go on.
this one was actually worried that you were a bunch of disreputable louts. But now this one sees you have many foxes with you. The
Many
cute
foxes.
kind to pet. Not the awful stern knights. So, you are good people.
Zephyr
Sancho actually
pushes up
gets
looking
caught
for
off guard.
pets.
she would pet Zephyr and then cast Mage Hand to pet Sunny.
So she's using two hands for Sancho and Zephyr, and then Mage Hand for Sunny.
Yes.
Is it a fiery Mage Hand?
It is a fiery Mage Hand.
Perfect.
That's us, the traveling fox troop.
So Ketna, wait, or sorry, Sancho just like momentarily forgets how to speak because she's just was not expecting to suddenly be pet, and
If
then
you like,
finally go on.
if you like, turn two more people into foxes, we'll be an entire fox troop.
She'll finally say, "So, would you happen to know anything about the warden in the caves?"
Yeah. Burrowing creature. Very
Or what?
fiery, likes to set things on lava. It's like setting things on fire, except you die painfully. More painfully. But quickly.
Ah,
Is it feline in nature?
No, it is a burrowing worm-like creature.
interesting. So they tend to stay within a particular location within the cave network, though.
No, they are the guardian of the entire place. They go all over. They travel. They are a very vicious creature.
You like mentioned the Star Knights are foxes too? Have they been messing with that guardian?
The Star Knights, thankfully, have not made it that deep, but some say that they have managed to get a hold of a talisman. That is, to say the least, blasphemy.
Why is it blasphemy for them to have it?
Because they stole it.
Tail perks her ears up. Now, I think it's fair for me to say that Tail knows that it's pretty good faux pas to use stolen religious objects, no matter what religion. I think that would be like basic religion knowledge.
That's fair for her to know, yeah.
Tail wrinkles her muzzle. Hmm, using stolen and religious artifacts is always a good way to invoke the wrath of some deity or spirit.
In this particular case, it is a blasphemy against the Fae and the primal forces of this world. You do not take one of those talismans through theft. You are awarded for your trustworthiness through some type of trial. Though sometimes how those trials go may vary.
Droops her ears, and her headset kind of slides down. What fool of a knight would steal from Faye?
The kind who does not believe in the stories of the wardens. There are many people who have grown deaf to those stories, but they are still passed down through the Thraken and the Kumi lands. And they are very much things you ought to believe true.
Man, I've been seeing some weird stuff just tonight. I'm not doubting anything I hear about Faye. Hey,
So-
but
oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, but even before that, even whelplings were warned not to go messing around out in the Fae with the Fae.
Sansa will say the wardens, the ancient ones, are not simply something akin to a fae. No, they are creatures who went so far and above and beyond all of the other creatures of the area that face against one. Well, it might be better to just work on digging your own grave at that point.
These fool knights went and go. Tail can't even form a coherent sentence, apparently.
Crichton just seems to be reading their book at the table, by the way. Completely undisturbed by this conversation.
Sorry for coming over and having a weird conversation around you, man. What you reading about?
1,000 different ways to kill those is disturb the silence.
Tail just stares blankly at this.
She is an aspiring librarian. Do not mind her joke. That is the title of the book, but it is a different matter than what you're doing.
Sancho will then ask, is there a way to, if you have a talisman, track other ones in the area?
No, the talismans are meant to be kept separate. They are not meant for. They are not meant to identify the people who have them. Only a warden can sense the different talismans.
Would that include some of the ones that are, well, I mean, let's be real, Mallory over there is one of the ancient wardens, so I suppose the question is if she'd know how to help us track the one that was stolen.
It is not hers.
Understood.
The talismans are a piece of the crown the warden wears. It is a piece that grows back over time. But to to get one, you must commune with a warden to facilitate the creation of one at least.
Understood.
That is why it is a faux pas to share them too easily. Someone who goes before a warden without talisman and proves themselves, shall we say, iniquitous, will likely be killed.
Hell mutters. There's in Fae. Plant certainly has many ways to kill someone.
Did somebody say kill?
Oh my gosh.
That said, with your
My
talisman,
gun is getting thirsty.
That said, with your talisman, as long as you are careful, as long as you are making absolutely certain that you are not poisoning that one's land, you should not have anything to fear.
Zanjo will just grin and say, well, if anyone in this party happens to be doing anything to disturb the ecosystem or environment where we're going, I'll be sure to kill them myself.
That said, though, you should be very wise. Even though the warden may not attack you, that does not mean that any of the dwellers would not attack you.
Understood.
Those under
So
the
do not.
protection of the warden are ones that you definitely do not wish to tussle with, lest you anger them even with the talisman. However, it is also worth noting that creatures not under that degree of protection that attack you are fair game.
So we can defend ourselves from creatures not under the warden's protection. But if we poke at one of their guardian creatures, we're going to be in some serious trouble.
Correct.
But as we are a party, that any creatures we're defending ourselves against, to some extent, we're leaving a bit of a footprint in there if we actually kill them. I'd advise finding ways to incapacitate them for long enough for us to get through.
It is hard to say. There are some creatures that are not under the warden's purview. Not all creatures exist in ways that preserve the balance, and those who are keen towards starting fights, they are a liability, not always worth protecting.
So we should be watching for creatures that aren't looking for a fight. I mean, I'm always down for not picking a unnecessary battle.
There are also magical beasts or aberrations. Some more of the latter are rare game. So if you find any aberrations underground or anything particularly hostile, the warden may actually be grateful for them being purged.
So
Very
if
well.
they look a little bit out of the norm for the environment.
Correct. And if you kill such creatures, the warden may even give you a test for your own talisman,
Interesting.
as opposed to one
Noted.
granted to you by two tricksters.
Yes, yes. Well, at the very least, it was a trade. So,
Flynn is already seen polishing his swords and guns.
then Zanjo would then look at Sprout and say,
Hmm?
I hope you're well. Zanjo would turn to Sprout and say, I hope you're well studied on creatures that might live in a cave with a lava dweller.
I'm not.
I've learned about a lot of weird things.
Excellent.
Love it.
I will need a crash course. That way my blade nor my bullet meets anything that would piss off the warden.
You spend the next 3 hours listening to Sprout info dump about all sorts of creatures that dwell within caves.
If
Hold on.
Sprout
Welcome to
starts
being
Hold
friends
on.
with an autistic person.
Actually,
Hold
you know
on,
what?
hold
You
on,
know
hold
what?
on.
Have Sprout roll 3 natures at advantage. Let's go.
Can I roll either fortitude or will save?
No. Sancho would actually stop Sprout if he started going up, and she would say, once you get into bed, I will let you input them to me.
Thumbs up.
So you can still roll your nature rolls, but Sancho's saying, wait till we finish our interviews, basically.
So Sprout is holding a crash course on cave critters tonight.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Immediately
That second
fucks
one
it
is
up.
crazy. Do you have a
And then
hero
it's a
point for the middle
whatever.
one?
There
So
are
I'm
a
fucking nailing
fortune.
it. So I'm fucking nailing it at the start, and then I fuck it up later on.
Actually, technically, because of the way that the rules work for these kinds of things, if you roll a nat 20 on one, for this kind of situation, the next one is counted as an auto success regardless.
Yay!
So you got one crit success and 2 regular successes.
Sprout starts off really strong, and then as he gets tired, he just kind of trails off and falls asleep in the middle of his lecture.
Either way, though, the serpentine creature would
I
say,
call for water for the from the bartender.
either way, this
And
one,
then I use that water to splash on Sprout.
so the serpentine creature would place a box, a locked box, made of wood, on the table. Either way, if you wish to change your fates,
Change
In
our
what way?
Interfeeds.
this one will offer you these special potions made for each of you. They will they will help you avoid, let us say, unfortunate circumstances for each of you.
Well, certainly. Is there anything you'd like in return?
3,000 gold.
Tail's going to roll insight, and it almost calls for Pluff Tail. You know what? I'm just gonna call her Pluff Tail.
You look her up and down, and you see nothing but a completely honest salesman who would never lie to a potential customer.
Oh no, I get the joke.
I keep forgetting to roll insight checks. Son of a bitch.
You can roll insight check if you want.
Yes, please.
You're at that point. Any of you could roll insight checks on this.
Tail wonders, do we even have 3,000 gold between all of us?
Wait, is it 3,000 gold for all of them?
Yes, for the entire box of potions. There is one potion for each of you that will be useful in evading a very, very otherwise tragic fate. Perhaps you already have the potion in question, the necessary potion to avoid that fate, but that is another matter entirely.
Sprout
what's the
squints
insight
and
roll
leans
again?
in, the clear sign of somebody scrutinizing with an insight check.
Sancho will say, well, unfortunately, I don't seem to really have access to the royal coffers anymore.
Sprout has a complete faith and trust that a plant would never lie to him.
Wait,
A plant like
what's
serpent,
the
even less
specific-
so.
What's the specific roll?
You have to roll perception, but you roll it in secret. So you don't get to see what you
Secret
rolled.
perception.
I mean,
Perfect.
Flynn would look at her and see her for the venomous serpent that she is and recognize, wait, that's basically what alcohol is, and I like alcohol. I like this person. She's probably trustworthy.
Oh my god.
You seem like a good, upstanding person. And I just hold out my arm.
She offers a
And-
handshake.
I mean, I can help foot the bill, but could I inspect the potions first if that's alright?
No, there is no opening the box.
Will this
You
get me
pay.
How are we supposed to drink them if we can't open the box?
You pay and you open the box. You open the box and you keep what is in. But there is no opening the box if you not pay.
Will this get me drunk if I drink them?
No.
What the fuck is wrong
God
with you?
damn it. What kind of
Man.
potion doesn't get you drunk?
Man, you've been like a featherweight all night. Do you really want to end up on the floor again?
No, but I think you could if you play your cards right and my blade meets your neck.
Tail quirks an eyebrow.
Anyways, let us pay for the potions. I throw down 1,000 gold.
Proud also forks over 1,000 gold.
Sancho is only able to offer up a measly 300.
Flynn only has 488.
Well, yeah, I just removed 1,000.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've been tracking my
All right,
goals, but I have
700 gold left. Wait, Sprout gave 300, right?
Bro, give 1,000.
No, Sancho.
Okay. Okay, so 700 missing. Who gives up the extra amount?
Well,
I can throw 700 in.
All right, make sure to subtract all of this from your sheets, by the way.
How did you?
Very well.
Minus 700.
Very well. This one can tell that you are wise and discerning creatures. Each of the vials is labeled. But for now, this one, she goes to bed. She has made her day's earnings.
As Sancho looks at the potion, she's just like, have you been observing the party the whole time? And to know our names?
This one does not know what you mean, Zanja.
Gotcha.
I will
Look,
say
I understand that my name is written on me.
I will say that Tail is still giving Flynn a stare after the threat. She's giving them quite a stare, in fact.
She would take her money and go with her friend upstairs.
Bye bye.
Tail says in a far more serious tone. So then, Waterboy, what was that crack about your weapon finding my throat?
Waterboy!
I beg your pardon?
Each of the potions, when you open the box, seem to have a specific date on them, and there's also one for Zephyr and Sunny. Which means that there are 8 potions in total.
Sancho will
Terrifying.
grab the one that's apparently for her.
Seems
And,
outdated, too, man.
The potion says, the potion seems unusually light, as if there's no actual liquid inside. It says to drink it the next morning.
she'll just blink and then do a little shrug and then put it away in her bag.
Flynn's gonna take the 1 mint for him, potentially.
Flynn says, take one entering cave.
Hale will take the one related to her.
How would Flynn actually know he's illiterate? Hold on.
Oh my god, he's fucking illiterate.
I keep forgetting my character's illiterate.
What?
My character is canonically illiterate, yes.
I was gonna fucking teach you to read, I swear to god.
Please teach him to drink first.
So Zephyrs says, take when entering cave. Sunny's says, just give to Sunny.
Just give him to Sunny. Sprout gives it to Sunny.
Sprouts
So am I supposed
says,
to drink this in the cave? Got it.
Sprouts and Fluffs say, drink to avoid ambush.
Drink to avoid ambush.
Hale looks quite confused.
Albions and Jones see a drink tonight. They actually say drink immediately.
Shrug, pop,
Drink immediately?
drink.
Yes.
I'll drink mine as well.
And Flynn's again just says drink and in cave. So there you go. As long as you all drink within the specific prescribed time, you'll find out if they work.
If Flynn tries to drink it, Sancha will say, and read the label off.
No, he doesn't even know what it says.
Oh, okay. So then,
He's illiterate.
Sancha will present. Flynn seems to be staring at the labels as if not even understanding them. Sancha will just pick up one, offer it to Flynn,
What is
and
this?
say, "It says to drink once you enter the cave."
Perfect. Okay. I just throw it in my little pack.
You should make a note of these for the relevant times so that you don't fuck up.
Well, what about the two who were told to drink immediately?
Yes, John and Albion. You drink yours immediately?
Correct.
They did.
Yes.
Okay. Roll will saves at disadvantage.
Excellent.
At a penalty
New
or
consumable
roll
potion
low?
of drink to
At
avoid ambush.
disadvantage.
All right, roll with misfortune and. Oh, that was a private roll.
I will
Nice
reveal
there.
it.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. Got a 6 on the die for a total of 21.
Albion's roll?
How do I,
Oh,
how do I
when
roll
you
with disadvantage in the system?
so you're going to click on the will save roll on the die and then keep lower.
Oops, I did it wrong.
No, that's fine. The one would be the lower anyway.
Okay.
Oof.
Both of you find yourselves unable to resist walking over across the bar. As if in a trance, does the rest of the party follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hale will follow, wondering what the hell.
Why does my bugging thing keep getting messed up? Hello.
Hey, where are you two going?
Get
They
your
only
asses over
seem
here.
to exit their days when they find themselves across the bar.
Why
Yeah,
are
of course
they
not.
walking over there? Bring them
A dragon-like creature with dragonfly wings stands up. She's wearing a pointed witch's hat. There's a strange visor over one of her eyes. Oh, this is absolutely wonderful. I was looking for a few test subjects. Would you terribly mind engaging in a bit of an experiment with my friend and I?
Whoa, what's going on over here? Our friends just walked over here in a half awake daze.
By the way, Albion and Gian are now fine. capable of being taken control of.
I do not know how I got here or why. I surmise it must be something to do with the potion. I do not think I'd be good for biological studies.
I trust the potion. You can do an experiment on me. Why not?
I am.
It's a little early to be doing experiments. No?
I wouldn't say that I'm interested in experimenting with potions. No, I wish for you to try some of my inventions.
Oh, what
The
kind of
druid across
invention?
from her, or so you would imagine, given that their mask has all kinds of plant life growing out of it, just says, "Can you stop it with your weird inventions? You guys just need to learn to return to nature." So then, do you both volunteer?
Well, I do prefer nature. It would be loath of me to turn down the opportunity to experience someone's creation. So, I'm down. I volunteer.
And the other of you two?
What is the nature of the experiment?
Oh, it's just a bit of a EOI test. You'll be examining one of my latest pairs of glasses.
Testing a pair of glasses. What are the risks?
Well, she seems to think on this for a moment before the druid says, "The last few guys actually kind of threw out."
I mean, that's not the worst thing we've seen happen tonight.
Yeah, throwing up
Unlike
isn't that big
blood.
of a risk.
No risk of blindness, eyes exploding,
Technically, those things have
transformations.
not happened yet. Unfortunately for the last one. I really, really did want my visor to be able to turn people into dragonfly creatures. There's something about them that I just find so endearing for some reason.
Couldn't possibly imagine why.
Certainly, I once did it to myself because of one of my, packs that I wore, and I never figured out how that worked. Very
As
distressing.
long as you assume responsibility for any damages, very well.
Sure, I'm sure you'll be fine. She hands them both a strange visor that wraps around their head. That wraps around their head somewhat. Uh, seemingly both fitted to the wearers.
I would like to use detect magic.
You do not see any particular magical about them. They seem to be true technological marvels.
Okay, so Tantra will just say, "Well, they don't seem to have any magic on them, so go for it."
Are there any interesting weapons that look like swords or guns or whatnot?
No, they're just visors. So she gives one to Xian and one to
Visors?
Albion. Both of you roll fort saves.
Fortitude saves?
Yep.
Oh, good
I
heavens.
did private again.
One's gonna pick up one of the visors. Will this help my my combat skills, perhaps?
Well, no, those two are wearing them right now, so you'll have to wait till they take them off.
Both of you feel like you are. So, both of you see the most interesting analysis of the space around you, seeming to go into great depth about what kind of wood this entire structure is made of, what kind of spells exist on it. And then as you are continuing to wear them, you suddenly find yourselves completely disoriented, falling over and throwing.
Oh, lovely.
Once Damn it.
Information overload.
Can I make a crafting check to provide detailed input to this person once I'm done vomiting my guts out?
Sorry. Everyone repeat what was said. I lost it for words.
You are
I love
cutting out.
Sorry, go through what you guys all said one at a time, please.
I would like to roll a crafting check to give a detailed explanation of how to improve it
Sure.
after I'm done vomiting my guts out.
Roll crafting.
21.
How these goggles were crafted is beyond you, or visors were crafted is beyond you.
Okay.
After I finish her, I'll return the vote and say it's a wonderful invention. It makes just a little too much for me, though.
Also need to roll a fort save.
Okay. So Flynn actually manages to look through the goggles and see them. They even see the ownership data for the bar, for the tavern. It seems to be joined between Nadir and Mallory.
Oh, how pleasant this site is. Yeah, it looks like your goggles work.
Does Flynn look at Jean or Dartien?
Sure. I don't see why not.
Well, I'm gonna type that in secret chat. Hang on a second. Oh, fuck. I have not been checking secret chats. I'm so sorry. I've been a bit disoriented today.
You're fine. You're still doing a good job PMing today.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I was just using it as my notes.
I've been using
It's been a
secret
fun
chat as
session.
my little personal notebook.
Yeah.
It is quite literally what my character knows and only know, well, from interactions, perhaps. Ooh. Typing.
Alright, there you
Cannot
go.
wait.
Unfortunately, these give too much visual sensory data and it doesn't line up with all of the other data that your body gives out. I'm going to have to do something that tricks your ears into believing that you're actually moving in some of the ways that they convince you you are.
Hey, Jean, you look like a sword. According to the televisor. Quite strange, your sword.
She would
Does
just
it
say,
look like this sword? And he just holds up his sword.
What is the visor telling me? As he like holds up the sword.
it seems to give you a breakdown, an analysis of what that sword is as well.
It is a separate sword. But you are also sword.
So out of character, what would
Private
you should
conversation.
totally, out of character, you should also look at Sanja. That might be funny. Anyways,
I am now paying attention to secret channels, so if you need to type anything to me, do that.
But yeah, Jean, it seems that your sword and your armor is also. It is giving me information about your armor. It is quite
He
interesting.
turns back to you and says, "Private conversation."
Very
Who
well
cares?
then. Very well then. I appreciate your willingness to test my wonderful little device. Still a bit, well, in the prototyping stage. Is there anything I could do to help you? Though my friend here also has her own interests, if you'd like to share it. She says, finally, I thought we'd never get done with your technological bullshit. She goes up to Albion and Gian and says, I have a mask. It turns people into things when it's worn. Want to
Now
try
that
it?
sounds like something I might be able to handle. Absolutely.
Alright. Who all wants to try it besides you, just to be clear? Because I have a few.
Jean will nod. Or
What do you
Tian.
mean by it turns people into things?
Well, I have been
It
looking.
classifies things, per se.
I have actually spent a ton of time looking into shapeshifting because I wanted to find a mask that would turn me into my ideal species.
What would that be?
Well, that's a secret. That's very personal. Why would you ask that?
Because sometimes people like to share their interests.
Is it a hairless, tailless ape?
No. She pulls out a special mask and gives it to Albion.
I would take a minute to examine the handiwork and compliment them on their craftsmanship before I place it on my face.
Roll a crafting check.
And one into their
Or
most
See if you can
nature.
truly appreciate the art.
Is this a secret check?
No. Public. Crafting or nature. Your choice.
I'll go with crafting. I do not
Oof.
roll good.
It seems to be a
It
very
looks
well
shiny.
preserved mask, though you're not sure what it is of. As you put on the mask, nothing happens to you. Solana just looks at you in absolute shock. Wait, it doesn't work? No! I spent so long trying to get that to work. She seems incredibly despondent at this.
Maybe you
Oh
could try
no,
it on.
yeah, maybe I just wore it
Oh.
wrong. I'm not sure.
Maybe you could try it on some of the rest of us.
She
I'm
just
curious about
seems to
it.
be looking down at the floor. Avalon, the dragon lady, just says, oh, sure. Go ahead. She's not going to object.
I hold out the mask so that somebody else can try it. Hopefully it works for them.
Sprout reaches forward to take it and try it on.
Sprout suddenly sprouts. He was a small, but now he is bigger, like 2 feet bigger. And not only
Oh
that,
shit.
he is a null. He's a hyena.
Oh,
I'm
suddenly
very confused.
this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it didn't work on Albion because they're already a null.
Solana just perks
Huh.
her head up
Your
and
mask
looks
is
around.
working.
Then she goes up to Sprout. It worked! It finally worked! All of my effort worked! It has been so incredibly long, but I finally perfected my mask.
Well, I knew it.
I'm really
that
happy
joke was
for
going
you,
to-
but seeing everybody be so tiny is really disorienting.
I
Avalon
don't know
would
what you're
just
talking
say,
about. I'm enjoying myself.
Avalon would just say, Solana, sorry, no, Solana, why am I doing the wrong voices? Solana,
You do that all the
you really need to stop obsessing with these stupid little games. She just fires back. It's not stupid! Your stupid visors are dumb.
Agreed, it's not stupid. This is
I
very
don't-
cool, but very. Ugh, I need to sit down.
She
Keep
just
fucking
takes the
stairs,
mask.
I'm enjoying
She just
this.
takes the mask off of Sprout, who turns back into a fox, shrinking again.
Sprout sits
Eh.
down on the ground, rubbing his head.
I think some people just don't get, having to live in, they have not had a boat experience, so they get very emotions.
I think both your weird masks are pretty cool.
She would take off.
Agreed.
She would reveal that she actually looks very human under the mask, but she takes it off. She gives it to Jean, and then puts on the mask that Sprout had been wearing, and turns into an owl.
I knew
So,
this was gonna come back.
So, Zanta will just ask, so you said you had other masks?
Oh, yeah, right. I have other masks. Now that I am the great Nolana, I no longer.
No.
I no longer.
I like that. I really like
I
that.
really like that pun. That is a good one.
Need to worry about these
Longer
other
forever.
masks. In fact,
In my old platoon, puns were punishable by death. Should I? Is that the same with this group as well?
Excuse me, I don't think that puns are punishable by death. Are you crazy?
so anyway, she says, so I have actually made a ton of masks. I am really into fan art. So like I made one of the previous queen. It turns you into a dragon cat. She puts it on the table. Right next to Sancha. She then
Zanta
turns
just stares at it.
she then just turns to Jean and gives gives them a thumbs up, and then turns to Sprout. This I shall give you, my most precious invention. He gives a mask that looks like it's on fire to Sprout.
What? What does this do?
Put it on. Put it on.
Okay. Sprout slowly puts it on.
Sprout is no longer a wind Enfield.
No longer.
Sprout finally ascends into a firefox, looking very much like Sunny. Still being an Enfield.
Sprouts
Whoa.
become a web browser.
Keep a web browser.
Solana
that
gives
looks good on you, Sprout.
Dolana would give her bug mask to Albion, and then finally turns to Fluff.
Hell, staring in entirely two different directions. Like her brain is somewhat shut off seeing all of this. Yo.
She
Sorry.
gives a special mask. It looks like it has dragonfly eyes on it. It actually has goggles like Lavina's.
Caleb, can you try it on? Even that's probably going to entirely throw off her balance. Provided you actually heard what I just said.
Hang on. So who all will try their mascot, by the way? That hasn't been mentioned.
I will try
Try
the
mine
mask
on.
on.
Was Gian given, or was
It's
it
so ready.
Jin given a mask?
John was given was given the box mask. Wait, not the box mask. John gets a bug mask. There we go.
Gian puts on the mask.
Zanja will stare at the mask for a second before sighing and then shoving her face into it.
So Jean turns into what looks like a massive centipede. Well, not massive, large size. A defeat that is on fire. And when Zanja... Yeah. And then when Zanja puts on her mask, she finally feels like she can stand up like a proud dragon cat, once more ascending to her full glory, being able to wield a sword again. And as she tries, she realizes she's still a fox.
She'll just look at she'll look at the druid and say, "I think this one's defective."
She looks deeply, deeply offended by that and says, "Excuse me, my mask is not defective." She takes the old mask off and then puts the dragon cat mask on. Oh, god damn it. Why do I always do that? It's literally the same mistake every time. It's literally the same mistake every time. She turns into a dragon cat. She's there. See, my mask is perfect. She even has an unnerving voice that sounds exactly like Kenda.
And Zanja will just say, "So it works on everyone but me. Got it." Of course, that's how this goes.
Hale will try to use the mask she was given.
Hale turns into a dragonfly-like creature whose dragonfly wings all seem to have piano keys on them.
Whoa.
And they sparkle.
This is trippy.
Is she a dragonfly fox?
That would be many confusing elements. I love it.
So anyway, she can be a dragonfly fox.
Perfect.
What about Flynn?
Oh, we're doing something involving Flynn, who is not on the right side of the map.
Flynn, all the way over there.
She reaches through her bag and eventually pulls out a Tengu mask and places it on Flynn, who seems to turn into their old self.
It is me again. Oh my gosh. I
Then
take the
their
mask off.
entire body looks like they then before taking it off. Then their entire body just seems to be liquefied and turn right back into the other shape.
Oh, how
Just
depressing.
yeah, you really don't want to fuck around with boop doop coral. That's sometimes people used to say that you could get away with that, but that's no longer the case.
I got bitten by someone who had partaken in boop toop.
You know, man, you are like a living example of something I heard when I was in the main city. Think of the term went fuck around and find out.
Would you like to live up to that stelling or no?
He would just say,
Keep
well, you know, maybe your friend actually does have some kind of way to counteract it. You never know. They could have an ace in the knoll.
Also,
Very nice. Very nice.
Kale would spark a large surge of radiant magic between her claws. I don't know. Oh man, do you?
Oh, absolutely. Why don't we have some fun?
Because I think if we
Pick
bust
your
up the
best
bar,
shot.
I think if we bust up the bar, we're gonna get busted up.
Do you want to play a certain song? Ballroom Blitz. I think someone does. It would go well. No reason in particular.
Well, you know, I really do actually like playing all sorts of sports with people if you're interested, but no cheating. The last person I played with cheated all the time. You would score, and then they would just move the goal post.
God damn, that's
Uh,
amazing.
Sancho will just ask, "Was your opponent Sozaji? I heard she was quite the cheetah."
God
This
damn.
Kale actively falls over in character this time from that pun.
Avalon would just say, oh, don't mind her. She was actually cursed to make a bunch of null puns the moment that she turned into a null because she made a joke to the bartender that she would like the salad null and got turned into. Shut up, shut up. You're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Wait, it's involuntary? He looks kind of distraught at that.
So wait, if I go to the bartender and make a bunch of jokes about foxing around and finding out,
He may
oh,
actually curse you to be a fox for the rest of your life.
oh, fair enough.
I'm still wondering how long this fox farm from that drink is gonna last.
Probably lasts longer than you in the heat of battle. I had to guess.
Man, you keep talking about stuff you don't know nothing about.
Well, I think I've got good intuitions.
You're just trying to provoke PvP with her, aren't you?
She would just Nolata would just say, listen, all that really matters in any of this is that I am no longer human.
That's probably the
Uh,
This
truest thing I've
person.
ever heard.
I like
Sancho
this
will just
person. He
say,
makes you very angry, and it's funny.
Sancho will just say, well, as long as you don't go try to do double suicides.
Avalon would just say, oh, you are such a dread sometimes. I can't believe you're so null oriented. Nolata just says, I don't get it.
A plus pun.
Very funny. Very funny.
Physical pain.
I like this one. They make very funny jokes.
Look, I just want you to know my storytelling is so good that this is the only plot null that you'll ever find.
Oh my god.
No.
Are you
Amazing.
sure
I
we
dropped
won't
my
be
knees.
like looking for a someone who assassinated a major political figure, and there'd be evidence of that person of the assassin coming from a grassy knoll? That's not going to happen.
They just
And there's
grin.
another one. You people are just jokesters.
That was out of character.
Aw.
Oh, I'm just laughing into the void. Then it's fine.
Um, Sanjo just says, "Oh, all things considered, with the curse that she has, she could turn anyone agnostic."
The currently dragonfly fox on the ground. It's just face down and eyes spinning.
Nobody knows the trouble they've seen. Nobody knows their sorrow.
Also, how many times Flynn has poked the currently fox, not really a dragon right now, how Tail is actually getting rather irritated.
Oh, fuck. I just realized. I could have had Nolana tell Avalon to shut her cake. No. I regret everything. Nolana would just say, "Listen, I just want you to understand this right here, everything that I managed to do after all of this time is only ever achieved by very active null setting."
Tail just looks up from the ground, eyes twitching.
Well, you did achieve your null.
Another joke.
Oh, God. Anyway.
Look at how sad.
Okay, so after that, Sanjo will quickly go over to the bar.
Tail just takes a few steps over here to breathe so she doesn't lose. So the boiling dragon rage in her, or dragonfly rage, does not lead her to trying to vaporize the Vamporion, unless
So,
any more cracks are set in her.
well, if you don't get too close to Sanjo for this one, she goes up to the bar and just says, "So Mallory, and all the times we've had our dances together and hangouts together, I never heard about your relationship with Hun, so I decided tonight I was going to fox around and find out."
Tail, who has snuck up behind Sanjo.
Valerie
What are
just
you
paid
doing over here?
something. Valerie just paid something on her back that she's incapable of bending around and seeing.
Is anyone close enough to see it for her?
Tail is. She wandered over asking, "What are you doing?"
Hail roll nature.
I don't even know nature. Oh, why am I such a dummy to everything
Wait.
that we need
Okay,
to fucking
as
know?
Flynn is doing this, don't worry. I'll be like, "Don't worry, Tails. You're a natural."
You want to hero point that?
Sure, I'll hero point that. But also, Tail is like getting so agitated at this point.
See, there you go. Not a bad roll for
Hey,
your
nice.
modifier.
Perfect.
Unfortunately, she still does not know.
Okay.
What does
Tail
Sanja
at
do?
that last one.
Sanja will crane her neck around to try to see and then say, and then finally ask, "What did you paint on me?"
Those words just come out as the cutest, most wholesome series of yips and geckers that anyone ever heard.
Oh my god. Is she aware that she's speaking that?
No.
Oh,
Valerie just smiles at her innocently.
Tail doesn't say anything because she's too distracted by being pissed off at the Vamporion. Only just kind of twitching her ears in reaction to all the sounds.
Solana would just go up. Nolana would just go up to Zephyr. Okay, so I have 2 more masks left to try. Sprout, can I put the masks on your foxes? She smiles innocently, but she is anal, and it looks somewhat suspicious to Sprout, if they're racist enough. Hello? Hello? Am I coming over?
You are. Yeah.
I
You
can
are.
hear
Oh,
you.
Pala's muted, okay. Hello? Hello? Sprout is dead. I knew him well.
I think the poor pal would have passed out.
Anyway, I'm so sorry. As a bit of a correction, Alvion is the one who got the bug mask. Gian is the one who got who got a cat mask. Apologies. I'm still a
Okay.
bit
I
disoriented
didn't quite hear
today.
exactly. I didn't quite hear exactly what was said because choppy Discord is choppy.
Yeah,
Can you
Discord's
try
been a bit
changing the
choppy.
region of the voice channel? That
Oh,
should fix the issue with the
sure, let me see. How do I do that again?
One sec. All right, let's try this.
Thank
Rest
you.
in peace to him.
Now I know how to do that.
That was interesting.
Um,
Hey,
in the
Paolo, are
meantime,
you dead?
Sanja will then turn towards Tail and try to, and then ask, "Can you tell what's on my back?"
It sounds like the cutest series of barks and yips that you ever did hear. Tail roll will save.
Oh boy. Oh, this will be hilarious. Okay.
Tail feels but is able to resist an incredibly strong compulsion to scratch the fox, saying, "Oh my god, what a cute little foxy."
You know what? Ignore my roll. I want her to do that.
Very well. Tail fails her roll.
And Tail squeezes and goes, pets, hugs, and scratches, saying, "Oh, what a cute little foxy! You make the most
Sandra's,
adorable sound."
Sandra's will then just ask, "What sound? Why are you petting me suddenly?"
He keeps making those noises.
This just leads to more squealing and petting. Tail does not seem to stop herself, or simply doesn't want to. As far as Sandra can tell, she's completely ignoring what she's saying.
Sandra actually starts looking mildly distressed.
Mallory just walks over, jumping over the counters. Oh, what a cute little foxy! You make the most adorable barks and yips.
She then turns to look at Mallory and says, "Did you make it so nobody can hear me talk?"
Oh my god, that's the cutest little sound coming out of your mouth. It's the foxiest, most adorable thing I've ever heard.
Sandra just seems to groan and then says, "You did, didn't you?"
Sandra gets the distinctive feeling that she is not under the same compulsion that Tail is under when she does the exact same things and behaviors.
Oh no, Sandra would be fully aware of this. Like, remember, during the entire process of going to Queen and all of that stuff, she actually went to hang out with Mallory a lot.
Fair enough. Okay, so that'll be it for today's session. Expect that almost certainly next session is going to be more combat oriented and focused. Just wanted to give a bit more wholesome stuff before that.
So we're not talking to the gay cowboy.
You will next session.
Excellent.
There's a gay cowboy, and we didn't talk to them. Crazy.
Tail did. She said their hat looked awesome.
Alright. We are ending stream.
Bye.
I'm gonna make Flynn the Brock of this campaign.
See you later. Love you all.
He's
Hasta
gonna
la
flirt with anything
vista.
remotely.
That's another star.
Hasta la vista.